The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And yeah, over the weekend, Saturday night, everybody got the text and saw it on Q101's Facebook page. Case put it up instantly, finding out that Matthew Perry had died at the age of 54. Found dead in his hot tub at his home. Sounds like it was cardiac arrest, and then he drowned. He had just played pickleball, apparently. He'd become a huge pickleball guy. And he stopped the game, apparently, and said, I'm just kind of tired. I'm going home. And he went in the hot tub. And it's weird. He put a post up a week ago in the hot tub with, like, Beats headphones on, talking about how glorious it is to have the water around you. And that's his last Instagram post.
Wow.
Oh.
That's become a weird wrinkle of death, as now we look at their last social media post, and a lot of times it's ominous. It's just a new thing that we're dealing with.
It's the first thing I did. And he was making a lot of Batman references, too, in the last couple of weeks. He's calling himself Matman.
Yeah, that I didn't understand. Maybe I missed something
I still
there.
don't. I don't know.
Maybe it was going to be his costume for Halloween.
I don't know. But it's really a bummer because obviously everybody listening and Friends got new life in the pandemic with Netflix, and everybody binged it that are 22 years old, never were around for the first run of it. And Keisha was telling me his girlfriend
loves it.
And that shows something that time and the comedic element of it and the cast and everything about the show can still stand that test of a different world going on.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and it's a bummer. But you're a big Friends fan, weren't you, Kenzie?
I was a huge Friends fan. Love Matthew Perry as a person. He's been through a lot. And obviously people are always going to remember him for the show. It's an iconic show. All of them have spoken about the fact that it was a blessing to be a part of it. Absolutely. But what's so great about Matthew Perry, and like in a half glass full way, I'm so happy he got to be part of the Friends reunion because they talked about it for such a long time.
Yeah.
And thank God they did it, right? Well, they were all still alive, and that makes my heart happy that he didn't have to miss out on that. As well as getting his autobiography out. He's sobered up in the last 5 years. He's been clean and sober, and he opened a foundation to help people deal with addiction. And pardon me for, I'm sure, butchering his exact quote, but what I loved is that he said, like, of course, Friends, all that's amazing, but I want all that I've done in the acting world, part of this iconic show, I want it to pale in comparison to what I do for people. And like, that's what I want to be remembered for. So he went through a lot, and a lot of the Friends time, even though it was excellent, was a really dark time for him.
Yeah.
And sometimes it brought up a lot of bad memories, all the Friends stuff, because those were really the hardest times of his life. You see his weight fluctuate. That's when he was on and off different things. When he was drinking alcohol is when his weight was up. When his weight was down is when he was back on prescription pills. So he addresses a lot of this in the book. He completely opens up. But it was so cool that it's like all he wanted. Even getting clean, you're allowed to be selfish and want to get clean just for you, right? You're totally allowed to be selfish, but he didn't want to be selfish. He's like, I want to help everybody now because this was so bad, and he just had the best heart.
Yeah, and just knowing that too, it just makes it harder, right? Because he went through everybody. It's a well documented thing, and he was going on set, and it took Jennifer Aniston to go to him and say, you're drunk, and he was like, no, I'm not. I never would show up to work drunk, and she goes, we can smell it. And he was like embarrassed, and he still was always able to perform, which is insane.
I know.
Like at one point, he said just like Brett Favre, 55 Vicodin a day he was taking at one point. How do you function? But he was able to do that and never get noticed, except for his looks, like you said. Season to season, he changed. It was weird on how, when I was just making the montage, we'll play in a second, this tribute to him, that it was weird to see it in quick time of how he looked different so season to season like that. But Case had a big dilemma Saturday night. Case is at a Halloween party, and he gets the text, and Case, the producer here, and doesn't know what he should do. Should he tell everybody and pull a Brian, like when Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters died last year? We were at the Beat Kitchen having a great time with Beach Bunny. It was a morning show event, and I just dropped out of nowhere while everybody was laughing. Taylor Hawkins just died. And the room just went down. And
you told everybody Taylor Hawkins just died. What, do you want, balloons?
I know, but I felt like I had to tell everybody because I felt like if they left.
You can't not, Brian. That's your thing.
It is my thing, but also if they left, I would have felt like, well, why didn't Brian tell us? That's what was in my head, which is really wrong.
You thought people would go home
and
think, why didn't Brian tell us?
That's exactly what I thought. Because I thought, well, geez, we found out before Brian. That's what I thought was going to be in my head. So I said I had to get it out there. Now, I got it out.
Thank God for that.
And then it ruined everybody's night.
No, you did.
I did. But Case, so I don't know what you did. You never told us the answer to this.
You did a beautiful job setting the scene. Let me add a few more details. Halloween party, yes, / my girlfriend's birthday party.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
We just noted, huge Friends fan. We had just sung her happy birthday.
Oh, my God.
And as she's blowing out the candle, this is true, I get the buzz from CNN, Friends actor Matthew Perry has died. And I made like a squeal
You
sound.
get CNN notifications?
That's the other thing to go through.
Sorry, I'm an informed citizen.
Is that the only news source that buzzes you?
It's the only news source that buzzes me. It's not the only one that I read.
It's the only one that buzzes you, though, huh?
What,
Big CNN guy? I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's funny that you were taken away from the story.
I wouldn't have thought that of all the news things. It would be like, boo boo.
What do you think I would read? Like
WGN or
like
something?
Newsmax?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways.
TMZ.
I like knowing what's going on in the world.
Oh, boy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
TMZ, I'm sure, posted it.
TMZ was on it.
Exactly.
Well, they're on it because someone said they paid a police officer to get that information, and they always
TMZ does the dirty work.
Well, they always rip on it because then they said that family probably found out from TMZ, like socially, instead of from the police notification, because they pay $1 million to someone to get that information. That's why they're always right. They always put it out there, and they're always right on what they deliver.
Right.
I mean, as far as that kind of
They're
stuff.
like Jesus.
TMZ
TMZ and Jesus.
They're always right.
They're always right on those notifications. They're all like, first Megan got the text, and it was like, people. It's told that Matthew Perry died. I'm like, people?
And Megan has people notifications?
Apparently.
Okay.
And I said, check TMZ. And she
Maybe
goes,
she just meant like some people texted her.
But Brian's not used to that, so he thought it must have been an app notification.
I don't know. I wasn't listening that carefully, to be honest. So maybe
Shocker.
I don't know.
Anyways,
So anyways, get back to that.
you got a CNN notification.
Which is not weird. I get a CNN notification as she's blowing out the candles on her birthday cake, and I have to make the decision, oh my God, do I pull a Brian? Because at the very least, when Taylor Hawkins died, people found out around family. We were in a very close situation here with some of our best friends. I didn't know what to do. And I pulled a Brian. I said, guys, Matthew Perry died. And when I tell you the air went out of that room.
And the candles.
My man. And it never came back. It was just like you. I ruined the night. Why do we feel the urge to tell people that other people have died?
Oh.
You guys are both the worst.
You would have kept it to yourself.
Yep.
I don't believe you.
Also, not to be this person, but your girlfriend was in the middle of blowing out her birthday candles and your phone buzzed and you looked at it.
If I get a buzz, I got to look at it.
You pick up a lot of things. The CNN notification.
Well, like, you didn't wait like a few minutes and then check?
I don't know if it's like a work email or something. I got to look at
Who
it.
gives a crap? It was Saturday night.
This is something that I've been told frequently, that I need to look at my phone less.
Also, Frank just texted in.
I'd be mad. I would have started a fight with you.
I know you would have.
Like, if my husband was like, oh, guess what just happened? I was in the middle of blowing out my candles. I'd be like, what the hell are you on your... I would have lit him on fire.
You're not 4 years old. I didn't need to watch you blow out the candles. I know what's going to happen.
But how about you live in the moment with me?
Yeah, but I got a CNN notification. I can't live in the moment.
Which, by the way, Frank texted in, Case, you geriatric CNN weirdo.
It is weird of all the news sources that you have CNN. Aren't you 24?
Yeah, and I like being informed. What's wrong with that?
But why is that the only one that buzzes you?
Why not People Magazine?
It's not like you're like, why have these four? Because I think that, like, like this one for news, this one for pop culture. That's it.
They cover the whole field.
They just got, like, that's it.
This was pop culture. They covered that.
Oh, boy.
Huh.
I don't think I did anything wrong by having a CNN notification on my phone.
You don't expect telling that story that's what you got to defend. That CNN gave you a notification.
When you watch the news, it always says breaking news.
Yeah.
You have to get 1 million buzzes a day.
Yes, I do.
And so the audacity to check your phone during your girlfriend's birthday when you know it's probably just CNN.
Well, yeah, no, it wasn't like a friend hitting me up. It was definitely CNN.
It's like, that's messed up.
630 checked in, Case. Hey, I have CNN notifications, too.
Thank you.
People are trying to back you up here.
It's nice that other people like to know what's going on in the world.
There's an early takeaway. Case gets CNN notifications.
It's not a takeaway. Part of my everyday life.
It was weird. weird.
Oh, my God.
What notifications do you have, Kenzie?
None. I don't want anyone to contact me.
That's true.
I have my phone on Do Not Disturb just during the day. When I walk around, I don't want to be contacted.
Well, maybe Case could have called you and told
I
you.
got a work. Guess what I would have found out about a work email on Saturday? Monday morning. That's what I would have seen. I'm like, oh, look at that. Look who contacted me Saturday. No.
So we have a group text between the three of us, obviously, Brian, Kenzie, and Case, the producer. What would you have done if Case called you on Saturday night?
I wouldn't have answered.
No,
I would have
I
been
know.
like, I would have texted you and said, are you okay?
I just want to let you know that Matthew Perry died. I'm going to...
If either of you called me outside of work, I'd probably not answer, and then I'd text, everything good? And then if you were like, no, I'd be like, okay, and call back, I'll answer.
But if we're in an emergency situation, we probably don't have time to answer everything good. Maybe you should just pick up on the call.
Here's the deal. I know it's not an emergency. If you're calling me,
Wow.
what am I going to fix in your life?
Jeez. All right, so...
I am not, you'll be fine.
To add to this, I have a Matthew Perry story from the Grammy Awards we'll tell in a couple seconds where it involves Q101 and what happened when he bumped into one of our employees in a, I don't know how to say this.
What are you talking about? Case?
No. A woman with boobs, and he bumped into her boobs.
Matthew
bumped into her?
Matthew Perry, not me.
Matthew Perry.
Oh, my God, Brian.
Okay, so
Use words.
Matthew Perry did not bump into Case's boobs. He bumped into another employee's boobs.
I didn't know who bumped.
So I'll tell the whole story
You
in a
have a
second.
Matthew Perry story.
That's it. I wanted to get a little more meat to it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you added some meat to it, all right.
Yes, that's right. In the meantime, here is
Maybe he
our
bumped into boobs.
bumped in the boobs.
So just ran into somebody.
But bumped in the boobs.
How
That's,
big are these boobs that he didn't bump into the rest of the body?
Yeah, Brian, how big were those boobs?
I shouldn't say anymore, right?
I don't know. How big were they?
Let's do our tribute.
Okay.
I'll think about how big they were during the tribute, the exclusive Brian and Kenzie tribute to Matthew Perry.
Can you believe they gave Stephanie skin cancer?
I still can't believe they promoted her to lieutenant.
Just saying that because you're in love with Yasmin Bleak.
Well, how could anyone not be in love with Yasmin Lee? Run, Yasmin, run like the wind. Anybody know a good tailor?
You need some clothes on?
No. I'm just looking for a man to draw on me with chalk.
We'll flip for it. Ducks or clowns?
Oh, we're gonna flip for the baby? You got a better idea?
Heads.
Heads it is.
Yes.
We have to assign heads to something.
Shut up. The camera adds 10 pounds.
So how many cameras are actually on you?
Oh, it's Dr. Seuss.
That book got me through some tough times.
There is a little child inside this man.
Yes, the doctors say if they remove it, he'll die.
No accountants. Oh, and no one from, legal. I don't like guys with boring jobs.
Oh, and Ross was like, what, a lion tamer?
Went on the subway again, and someone did sit on my hand, but that person was neither female nor wearing pants.
Well, maybe you're going about this the wrong way, you know? I mean, think about it. Single white male, divorced 3 times, 2 illegitimate children. Personal ad writes itself.
That's funny. So do you think you'll ever work again?
What are you doing? You know I can only dish it out. You got in voluntarily?
I was trying to make a sale. Oh, man, if I ever run into that guy again, you know what I'm going to do?
Bend over?
Thanks for the laughs.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. The amount of people texting in saying don't get CNN notifications is pretty high. As Case, the producer, said that's how he found out Matthew Perry died at a party. And
I like the take that I'd only be happy if he had Fox notifications. Like, oh, that's not accurate. I was simply pointing out that I thought in our line of work he'd have a People, E-News, TMZ. That was it wasn't my news source preference, like fake news, you know? That's not what I was saying.
That's what you were saying.
Oh, God.
And Case told the story of how he, in the front of his girlfriend, just blowing out the candles for her birthday, announced that Matthew Perry died in a room full of people, and the air went out of the room, and I don't know what happened after that.
While his girlfriend was blowing out her birthday candles.
Were the candles still smoking
I bet
like
she
that?
wished she had never met you at that
Well,
point.
I'm
if
sure
you did
she takes that off, and that's not
good
exclusive to this
Lord.
situation.
And she loves the show.
Loves
that was
the
her
show.
favorite
That's
show.
why I had to tell her.
Yeah.
I couldn't let her have a good night. I had to let her know this.
All right. So what happened afterward then?
The party never recovered. It was never the same. It was just bad vibes the entire night.
Yeah, bad vibes. Pulling a Brian. Think better on that one. I had a Matthew Perry story I wanted to share real quick. It was doing a Grammy Awards broadcast back in the day, in the sludge days of Q101 when I was that guy.
Oh, boy.
2003. Went to the Grammy Awards. I know Kenzie's done a bunch of these too, where you go there and you do interviews with people and they kind of just come up for a minute and they move to the next table and blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God. I got sloshed at the Young Money Cash Money recording studio once for a party.
Okay.
What was that night?
Before you say anything else.
Not a good idea.
Before you say anything else, that needs to be a takeaway. Someone text in an hour and a half. I got sloshed at the Cash Money.
Young Money Cash Money.
Young Money Cash Money
Please,
party.
Brian,
My
put
bad.
some respect on their name.
I don't need to.
How dare you?
I got into a party that I shouldn't have got into at one of those Grammy Award things.
Was it every party you've ever been to?
No, this is the one party I really should not have been to. And I don't know how I got in, but there was literally every A-list guy you could think of and woman was there. Robert De Niro, Brad Pitt. I have no clue. I got an invite into this party, and right when I got there, I go, I should not be here. I shouldn't be in this
Good
party.
self-awareness.
What did you wear? Did you wear your Eddie Bauer shirts?
I wore my Eddie Bauer black T-shirts.
Were track pants, or were you wearing your swoosh pants?
Well, think about 2003. I was not in track pants. They said you have to wear real pants. So I wore my baggy jeans, not Jenko, but baggier jeans.
And your fedora?
I did not have it was not my fedora phase yet.
You said, "Milady, Brad Pitt, good evening."
Your Neo fedoras? Go on, girl.
I did have my black leather coat, my long coat in California. This is in LA.
Did you have diamond stud earrings in?
So you dressed like Marilyn Manson was your inspo?
Kind of a little bit. I don't know.
Big
I
time
could
for
see
Brian,
that.
yeah.
So anyway, I'm in this party. I shouldn't do that.
Anywho.
Walking around like a creep.
Oh, and as I see Matthew Perry walk in, and he sat down in a roped-off area, and this is right around the time when one of his addiction episodes happened, and it was all over the news, and so he went to rehab. This is one of the many times he went to rehab and came out, and he was sitting just alone, and there was one waitress walking over to him, and as far as I could tell, he was drinking water. He was just sitting there, and he looked very unhappy. And the girl I was with who worked here at Q101 was a producer, came on the trip with me. She was like, this is Friends is still monstrous then. It's 2003. It's still on the air. And she was like, oh my God, I have to go over there and say something. I go, well, it's a little weird, but I'll help you if you want to help you meet him. I'll ask somebody or whatever. She goes, they're not going to let us over there. I just want to say hi.
How the hell are you going to help her?
I don't know. I was going to work it out. I'm a problem solver. I thought I could do something. Listen, I shouldn't have been in this party anyway. I didn't think I could help her, and there's no way I could help her.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. What strings were you going to...
Well, listen, I don't have strings, but what I do have is balls. And I don't care if I embarrass myself. So I was just going to go over.
That's a takeaway, by the way. Brian doesn't have strings, he has balls.
And I don't care if I embarrass myself. I just don't care. So I was going to make an effort to go over there.
We gathered that.
Yeah. So... she said, no. A whole night. She said no, but she was so emotional about it and upset she couldn't go say hi or just see something because she loved him so much.
Okay,
so,
she needs to calm down.
Yeah,
she was
if I were at a
emotional and
Grammys party I
upset.
shouldn't be at, I'd shut it and enjoy the night.
Yeah, how we don't push it.
You don't want to meet somebody you love overall?
Yeah, but I wouldn't get emotional and upset. I'd be like, well,
she wasn't
I know
upset.
my place.
She was having a good time and she forgot about it. And we're sitting there and we're having a drink later on in the night, and there was only one way out of this place. And so she's sitting there and we're talking, and she goes, well, I'll get some more drinks. I'll go to the bar. Yeah, I'll go get more drinks. As she turns around, Matthew Perry is right there and elbows her right in her boobs. As she turns to go get drinks, she just goes like this, and he's right in front of her, like they're an inch face to face. And he was sad the whole night, but instantly he stopped and he became Chandler. He's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that. And he instantly was like so happy and engaging to her, and it made her life in that moment. She was like, I love the show and blah, blah, blah and all that. And so I'm very sorry. Can I get you some drinks? And he didn't, of course. And then he left and all that. But it was like...
What do you mean he didn't, of course?
Well, he's not going to go there and get her drinks. I don't think
But he offered and then he just left?
Well, he was leaving. He definitely did not want to stay.
He just walks out of the club.
I think with the whole addiction thing that just kind of came through, he just got out of rehab. I think she wanted to push it and say, go get some drinks for me and get one for yourself, too.
It would have been a bad look.
It would have been a bad look. But she got her moment, and it was just so funny to see him become like he really was Chandler in that moment of bumping into her, and she got her moment.
That's nice. Who was this girl?
I'm not going to say her name on the air, but she used to work here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Lauren. No, it wasn't Lauren. I swear to God. No, it was not Lauren. It was not. This is before Lauren, Q101 back in the day.
You should have seen what he did to me at the Young Money Cash Money. The
Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Friday night, what an epic time at the Cubby Bear for the Q101 Halloween pop-up. The next one going to be Group Love coming up a week from Friday. But not to get too far forward, go to Q101.com and all of our socials. See all the pictures and videos. Weathers crushed as Green Day, by the way, besides crushing as Weathers. But they came out all dressed like Billy Joe, and it was just a great night. The costume contest was epic. Bender from Futurama won. If you haven't seen that picture, the guy went all in again.
That was a really cool costume.
Oh, my God, the effort to go that far in it. So what a night. I was Kenzie's recommendation on the show Friday. I was a porch pirate, just like a pirate carrying a box. And no one got it except my Uber driver on the way home.
God, did he get it quick, too?
Yeah, he's like, porch pirate. Very funny.
In like 2 seconds.
I hadn't even sat down on the thing yet. Case was Han Solo without a blaster because he couldn't find one anywhere in Chicago, a fake
Which,
toy.
by the way, Han Solo without that like gun thing,
the blaster,
kind of just looks like a park ranger.
Yeah.
He just had a vest on and like boots.
Kinsey kept on asking me if I knew a lot about trees, and it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
He got so upset.
Didn't eventually you say, "Shut up, Kenzie"?
I said a lot of things.
He said "F off, Kenzie."
I believe that was a direct quote.
Because I was asking him what this certain tree was outside and it made him mad.
Oh God! You just go there and keep turning the knife on him. It's a shame he couldn't find a blaster.
Yeah, I would have taken Kinsey out.
You looked more like. I'm sorry.
Keep going. No, keep going and turn the knife.
Remember the Emperor's New Groove?
Yes.
You know when Kronk's like talking to the squirrel?
Yes.
This is what you look like.
Oh, no.
Squeedrin McSqueakin.
Earlier, a texter thought he was Shrek.
Yeah,
which was also a good guess.
It's interesting. Everybody but Kinsey at the Cubby Bear understood my costume.
Yep.
Really? Because a lot of people thought you looked like other things.
Yeah.
I don't like the way this is going. What happened to Kinsey? I want to talk about her.
Well, Kenzie was dressed as Western Barbie, and she was on ABC 7 Friday afternoon. It was a great appearance. Great job.
Thank you.
And then came that night in the same outfit, which was Western Barbie.
Yes, and it was Dead Ringer from the actual Barbie movie when they move to LA, the pink outfit with the white hat and like the tie. So it was a take from that.
Yep.
My husband came as Western Ken, like in the same shirt and stuff like that from that same scene. ABC picks out our costumes every year because they tried to do a big theme, usually based off of a popular movie. So last year, Little Mermaid came out. We were in those.
Nice.
This year, Barbie. So they usually pick the biggest movie and they try to make the staff all different scenes from it, which is super fun. So we go.
It was amazing, by the way. The makeup, everything, your outfit, it was incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Now I am pregnant. That was the only non-authentic part. Otherwise, I was a dead ringer. So that looked a little different. But this thing ain't detachable, so I didn't know what to do. So, anyways, I leave the Cubby Bear with my husband. Right about Weathers was on for a while, and at this point we had done the morning show. I had done TV. And then went to the pop-up. I hadn't been home in about 20 hours. So I'm like, homegirl's going to bounce. So we're leaving. And obviously, Wrigleyville is pretty busy.
Yeah, it was crazy when I walked out at the end.
Right. And we're walking to our car. And there's plenty of people who walked past this group, like, before we did. So it wasn't like they were just, like, waiting for somebody, right? It was like there's a significant amount of couples and people that passed them. And here I am, very obviously pregnant. Right, which it's not like it gives you a pass from stuff. I just felt like, what a weird target. And
let's get her.
Yeah, it was a group of guys that jumped out from behind a corner wearing masks, and they started screaming loudly in my face and filming it. Like, clearly, like, for TikTok, they wanted to, like, scare people or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just super aggressive. I felt like all these people are walking around, and you just completely jump out and get in the face as a group of guys, too, which, like, as a girl, that makes you feel really uncomfortable because you don't know if they're actually nuts. And then they're filming me, and it's like, if I were you, I wouldn't post that because I don't think you're going to get the reaction you're hoping to get. Like, you just jumped out and got in the face of, like, a super pregnant lady who's just, like, waddling down the street slowly. I'm like, I don't know, and I thought it was really weird, and I just was kind of, when they started screaming in my face with cameras, I just sat there and I'm like, okay. That's what I said. And I kept walking because it was like, I don't know if you're going to mug me now or if this was just like a TikTok thing. You thought I'd react like scary, but kind of like not a nice thing to do to a pregnant person. And I'm not trying to be like, woe is me. I got myself knocked up. Well, no, I didn't do it myself. Obviously, I had a partner.
Oh, hey.
I had a partner. But I understand that that's my choice, and it does. Everyone's life doesn't need to change because I did that. But there was plenty of people to like jump out and scare. One, as a group of guys, maybe don't do that to females in general because that can be terrifying at night. You're walking and a bunch of guys surround you in masks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Halloween. I mean, they're in masks.
I just like that's not great. First off, but second, why would you choose? There were so many people not pregnant, and I just felt like that was odd.
Yeah.
Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. It's a little. Well, first off, you could have had the baby. I mean, I know it's early, but it could have like caused something to happen. You know what I mean?
Like, I was trying to be careful all night, and then it's just like I didn't expect. I don't know.
Well, too many people like the fence plowers over there in Indiana. Too many people doing something for TikTok for some laughs. And even though we had the woman on whose fence got destroyed, remember, twice by the same guys doing the Kool-Aid challenge. You're ruining someone's fence, and also you're scaring a pregnant woman. It's probably not the best move. Did you end up trying to find it on TikTok in the video? Did you I don't know how you could search, but just Halloween scare?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Somebody's just trying to like educate me right now. They're like, men are more often victims of violent crime than women.
Holy cow.
All right.
Yeah, Kenzie, shut up.
But I think women often feel more defenseless with men.
Well, I got to tell you,
I don't know.
If those guys came to me and started screaming at me, I'm swinging.
Would you have gotten in a fight?
I think if I'm startled, I swing. That's not a good thing to do, but if I'm startled, I got some reach, you know? I've never been in a real fight in my life, but I'd like to think I could do something if it happened, you know?
I guess. I was kind of pausing, hoping like, okay, is this just a video or are they actually trying to like, it was just weird.
It is Chicago, you know? So it's not like, you're not in Iowa somewhere. If you do this in Chicago, I mean, you definitely think something could happen. So I guess the lesson is don't do that. Not even the pregnant women. Probably not jump on stage.
Not even a pregnant one. Like, it shouldn't be an incentive. I don't understand.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We will have another tribute coming up to Matthew Perry from Brian and Kenzie, and we'll do that just a little bit about 10 minutes away. We'll get to that. Also, another recap of sports. Not so much from the Bears game. That was just despicable to watch, but
we don't need to recap it.
We don't need to recap that so much,
That's fine.
But we do need to recap the Flavor Flav national anthem of the Bucs game last night. We do need to do that. I'm also recapping the weekend where Nate Bargatze, that's your number one, Kenzie, and one of the top comedians playing Chicago theater for the 312 Comedy Festival, was the first time ever hosting Saturday Night Live and just crushed.
My dad has surgery 8 times a year probably, and he loves it. He loves it. He had surgery because he was addicted to Afrin, the nose spray. Look, I've been addicted to Afrin, the nose spray. If you don't know what it is, I would honestly tell you not to get involved. It's one of the best things I've ever been part of. Solves everything immediately. When I was on it too, my wife she'd be like, "What's that?" No, she hear one puff. What's that? I go, "Hey, go live like this." I ain't worked this hard not to do effort in my own home. So, my dad goes to the doctor, and they were like, "Do you use Afrin?" And he goes, "No." And the doctor was like, "I can see that you use it. I was just saying that." He goes, "How long have you been using it?" My dad said 5 years, which is a lie. But my mom was there, and she goes, "How about 45 years?" That's how long he's used it. 45 years. The back of the box says no more than 3 days. There's not a medicine on earth that tells you to give it a good 45-year run.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.